Get a smile on my face. Good evening, everybody. It's that time again. It's Sunday night. It's 8 o'clock, and it's time for Nick's Sunday Night Quiz. 6 rounds of exciting trivia to keep you all going. Right, let's see who's joining us tonight. At the moment, we have 20 people online, raring to go, 22 of you. May I first make a mention about those of you that joined us on Friday night, to thank you very much for taking part in the sports quiz. I know it was fairly easy, but never mind. Big thank you to all those regular quizzes that took part, and a special congratulations must go, of course, to Jed and Tracy, who won first prize of £50 Tesco's voucher. And second prize, of course, went to Pick and Mix, who also picked up a £30 Tesco's voucher. As for, I need to have a word with Charlie and Michelle Givens and James, of course, about their fish and chip supper, which they're due. And also Adam Foster from Spoon of Fish, surprisingly, who also won a fish and chip supper, which are available from the Bilton Fish shop on Bilton Road, but I'll explain that later to those who need. I need to send you a text or something, so perhaps we can get in touch later about that. Right, good evening to Andrew and Jane Lewis from sunny Yelvertoft. Well, it's been a beautiful day, hasn't it? The weather's been great. The sky's been blue. My solar generation has been fantastic today. Hardly cost me a penny, actually, today, the electricity bill, which is fantastic. I don't know what it's been like up in York. You'll have to let me know, Georgie. Rory, how's the weather been? Has it been as glorious up there? We've had a lovely day, albeit still very cold. But besides the rather cold feel to the weather, it's been absolutely glorious sunshine, wall-to-wall blue just about all day long. And I've just been out taking some pictures of the stars, and it's crystal clear at the moment. Anyway, I was hoping to see a conjunction of Uranus, but apparently that's a bit later in the week. So I'm not going to see that. So if you go out looking for a conjunction of Uranus, you won't see it tonight, apparently. But never mind, another night all Billy. Right, Squeaky Bob's just joined us. They're saying, hello, Neil and Tracy are here. So good evening, Neil and Tracy. Hope all is well with you too, and you're keeping well. Now then, what's been going on this last week? We've just had Faye's just joined us. Good evening from us. A pair of boobies have just joined in. Glad to hear you've had a good day. Fingers crossed the great weather will last. Well, let's hope so, at least for a few days anyway. Well, I think they're forecasting wet again, aren't they? Ian Anthony James, Don Quizzotti are signing in from London, Manchester, Lower Hill Morton, and Upper Lower Hill Morton. Well, fantastic to see you. Debbie's just joined us. Good evening, Debbie. Good evening to you. Hope all is well and keeping fine. Robin's just put conjunction of Uranus. Can't you get ointment for that? Well, Robin, I've had 2 operations already and plenty of ointment, so I don't think we'll go any further with that one. And Faye's also just agreeing with Robin. Not sure we want to see Uranus, though. Vanessa's just joined us. She's saying hi, evening and all from Vanessa. Good evening, Vanessa. I hope you're keeping well and raring to do battle tonight. Andy Smith's just joined us. Good evening, Andy. I hope you're all now feeling fit after your vaccine this week. I have to say, the wife and I went over for our vaccines on Friday night, and I did feel a bit rough Friday night, which was surprising. I thought we were just going to breeze it off without any problem at all, but it did actually give me a little bit of a sleepless night on Friday night. Very unusual, but never mind. Lisa's just joined us, Lisa Lasky from sunny, glorious California. She's saying, good afternoon, glorious sunshine in California too, and a warm 65 degrees. Well, I wish it was a 65 degrees here, Lisa. I think we managed, what did it manage on my thermometer today? Although it's probably much high. Yeah, well, it's 75 in the house at the moment, which is 24 degrees Celsius. But I suppose, what did we manage outside? About 7 or 8 today, didn't we? Degrees C? Something like that. It wasn't particularly warm, but never mind. Anyway, enough said. The Giffords have just joined us. So good evening to Graham and Jane Gifford. Hope all is well from Upper Tofton. Looking forward to seeing how well you fare tonight. Rugby Rotary Club have also just joined us. Say hello to our new team member, Lee, from Holton, Maine in USA. Fantastic. Great to see you, Lee. You were taking part via Zoom and then via YouTube at the same time. This is other members from the United States taking part. That's great. Jed and Tracy are just signing in, and they're saying hi all. Jed and Tracy signing in. Been a lovely day in sunny Burton. Yes, thank you for that. PRS are also signing in. And Mick Roberts and Mick and Bev have just joined us from sunny Bilton. So good evening to you, Mick and Bev. Hope all is well. What's that? Finickety. Faye's just invented a new word, finickety, a mix of finicky and panickety. I thought finickety already existed. Maybe it doesn't, but we'll have to see. Pick and Mix are just signing in. Good evening, Pick and Mix. I hope you're feeling proud after Wednesday's achievement. Friday's achievement, where second place, fantastic. And the winners, of course, Jed and Tracy. So both did very well in the sports quiz. For all you that missed it, it was pretty straightforward and fairly, well, I would say it was easy, wouldn't I, after the event, but never mind. But it was great to see so many people taking part anyway. Martin Lewis has just joined us. Good evening from the Weak Links. Good evening, Martin. How many of you have you in your team tonight? Have you extra? Are there 4 of you? Just 2 of you tonight? You'll have to let me know. Penny's just joined us. She's saying, evening, Nick and Lydia and Ange. Glad you're okay after the vaccine. Had mine at 3:50 this afternoon. Okay, so far. Yeah, it was surprising. On the Friday after we'd had it, of course, I did the quiz in the evening because I was live doing the quiz and I didn't feel too bad. A few beers in hand, no problem at all. It wasn't until I got to bed and I started feeling a bit rough. I was all right by the next morning, and it could have been the beer, of course, nothing to do with the vaccine, but that was the AstraZeneca vaccine, by the way. So if you see me doing slightly strange things, it could be the vaccine. Of course, it could just be me, but never mind. Keith's just joined us. He's saying, hi, Nick. Nice day here in Minehead. So great to hear that, Keith. It seems that the whole of the United Kingdom have had a good day today by the looks of things. Cornish Tyke here from sunny Cornwall. Beautiful walk on the beach this morning. So good evening, Carol. Now, Carol held the distinction of first equal place last week. So she is the person to beat. So Carol Green from sunny Cornwall has obviously been out walking to try and get the grey cells going for tonight's quiz. So congratulations to Carol Green and the Quizzy Rascals, who were last week's winners on a fantastic 60 points apiece. And after a few people adjusting their scores in the last round, because it appeared we had 4 teams winning last week, but in the end there were just 2. And then we had Debbie McCarthy, PRS, and Split the Difference, all ending up on a very respectable 59 points. Just behind them, we had Jed and Tracy on 58 points, with Don Quizzotti, Pick and Mix on 57, and then the teasers, Lisa Lasky, Team UK USA, and Ian Sharrett and his bottle of Shiraz on a fantastic 56. Talking of Ian Sharrett and his bottle of Shiraz, he's been doing some work on the house opposite my house this last week or 2, and I caught him today, I was going to say completely naked, but he wasn't completely naked. He hadn't got a top on, and I have to say, from 50 yards away, it didn't look a pretty sight. So, Ian, could you make sure to keep yourself covered up if you're coming to work in Sydney Road? It brings the neighbourhood into ill repute. Anyway, that's by the by. So, who else has just joined us? So Adam Foster's just joined us. Adam, I need you to send me your details. You can text me on, you'll have me on Messenger, I'm sure. If you haven't, let me know in the chat. But if you've got me already on Messenger, text me, because I need to let you know where you can get your fish and chip supper even. That's providing you live in Rugby. Yes, Martin's just saying we've got 4 people in the team. Sarah's just joined us. Sarah, good evening. Team Worcester, all present. And to correct, we guest star Ted Marshall tonight. Great to see you, Ted. So it looks like we've got a full team plus 1 tonight. That's a great result. Martin's got 4 in his team. Rotary Club have got an extra member of their team all the way from the USA. Adam's saying good evening. Clive, Janet and the teasers are signing in, saying hi, Nick and Lydia. Another nice Sunday. It's been beautiful today. John Hunwick's just joined us. Very sunny here in Alwaz today. So great to see you, John. Hope all is well with you and you're keeping well and ready to do some quizzing tonight. The Quizzing Rascals have just logged on. Paul is saying, had my vaccine this morning, feeling a little rough and achy. But we'll take that over having COVID. You're quite right, because there have been 1 or 2 of our quizzes. Martin Davis and team have both had COVID, and there's a couple from Blackpool, our friends, also had COVID. So not a nice thing to have. So the more of us that can have the vaccine, the better. And hopefully the hospital admissions and everything else will carry on downhill, and then we can get back to going down the pub, which is really what we want to do, I suppose. But some of us do anyway, I suppose. Right then, who else has just joined us? George has just joined us. Good evening, George. Hope all is well with you, and thanks for joining us on Friday as well. Mike Yates has just joined us. Good evening, Mike. Are you on your own, or have you got a team tonight? 40 Fox 86, so just joined us. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. John's saying hi all. What's this, Robin Pudding? Brings the neighbourhood into disrepute, but you live in your neighbourhood. How much more disrespectful can it get? Thank you, Robin, for that. You know, we don't like roughos in our area. Never mind. Jill Pugh's just joined us from Lower Toff. So good evening, Jill and Steve. Hope all is well with you too. And you're keeping fit and raring to go. I trust it was a sunny day in Cambridge today. As I said, we've already had lovely skies today. Now then, just a quick one. Is anybody's birthday either last week, the end of last week, or the coming week? Let me know, because I'm raring to sing happy birthday to somebody, or in the immortal words of Robin Miller, no, you are not singing, in which case I can play a happy birthday tune on my phone, which is already primed and raring to go. So do let me know if it's your birthday or somebody's birthday, and I will wish those people a happy birthday for either the coming week or the previous week. We'll see. Right, Dave Anderson's just joined us. He says, hi all from Dave and Anne in, where are you? Ilania. Oh, right. Iliana. Oh, right. Hi from, sorry, and Dave and Ilania. Now I'm with it. Sorry, I thought you were somewhere else, but never mind. From sunny Essex, of course. So great to see you, Dave. Hope all is well with you and you're keeping well. Professor Quiz Witty has just joined us. Lancaster and Rugby ready to go. That's what I like to see. Welcome, Lee from Halton again. Great to see you, Lee, and it's lovely that you can come and join in the quiz with everybody tonight. You'll find it's quite a bit of, we have plenty of witty banter, so to speak, between us all. Do feel free to join in with the jokes and put a joke in the joke column. I've just seen Chris Speaker's joined us, and Chris is the expert joke teller, along with Roy Job and Faye. There's a few that like putting the odd joke on, so do feel free. Lisa just saying, my birthday on March the 15th, so we won't be with you next Sunday, as we're having a day out for my birthday on Monday. Can I have a happy birthday wish, please? Right, well, happy birthday, Lisa. In which case, do you want me to sing it? Robin, are you stopping me singing happy birthday, or should I just play it? I'll play it. That'll make it easier. So this is for Lisa in sunny California. Lisa, happy birthday to you. I don't get much better than that, does it? Oh, it won't stop. What's that? Doesn't get much better than that. Sorry. Oh, yes. Well, I thought it was Sif's birthday, but he hasn't signed on yet. So I was going to sing happy birthday to Leslie Barrett. He normally does the quiz, but he likes to sound a bit independent to see how well he's doing. So we'll see. We'll see whether he logs in later. Of course, he might be at home just enjoying a beer and putting his feet up, but never mind. So Lisa's saying thank you. Carol's just saying, what do you do with your opponent claims to have found his ball in the rough? And you know he's a liar because his ball's in his pocket. It's in your pocket. Don't know. What do you do when your opponent claims to have found his ball in the rough? Right, there's 81 teams raring to go. We've got another minute before we go live. We should be going live with the first round in a few minutes now. Round number 1 tonight is entitled Sunday the 7th of March. Sunday the 7th of March. Round number 2 is a straightforward art and literature, a bit highbrow tonight, the art and literature round. Then we have a connections round number 3. Round number 4 is an initial letter link, Round number 5 tonight is a food and drink round. We all like a food and drink round. And finally, round number 6 tonight will be some general trivia to keep you all on your toes. Chris has just put, what you do if the ball's in your pocket. Chris has put, you club together for a new ball. That's fair enough. Right then, everybody. It is just about ready to go. So I'll just get the quiz on my screen, minimize it so it's at the top of my screen so I can still see all you lot. Although the quiz is now oh bother, it's now disappeared completely. Don't know where it's gone. There it is. Right, we're nearly there. Now then, so the answers to the first 13 questions spell out the word Sunday, S-U-N-D-A-Y, 07THMAR, as in March. So Sunday, the 7th of March. Home Alone 6 have just joined us. Good evening. Is it a Slazenger, Mr. Gosling? Right then, everybody. Round one, here we go. Starting with the letter S. Nice, easy one to get you going. First set down in print by James Halliwell in the Nursery Rhymes of England in 1842, which character's whole life was lived in the space of just 1 week. It was a way of teaching kids how to learn the days of the week, basically, but never mind. So first set down in print by James Halliwell in the Nursery Rhymes of England in 1842, which character's whole life was lived in the space of just 1 week. What was Carol? Sorry, Carol, I've missed it. We're all here. We did the sports quiz this afternoon and scored 51. Well, you might have won. What was the winning score? That was about the winning score, wasn't it? If you did it on Friday, there was £50 up for first prize, but never mind. Right, question number 2, starting with the letter U. Who is an accomplished German politician that is presently serving as the president of the European Commission? The famous 5 have just joined us. Good evening, John Hillary. Hope all is well with you. How many have you got in your team tonight, John? You'll have to let me know. Is it the 5 of you? Just let me know. So question 2 again. Who is an accomplished German politician who is presently serving as the president of the European Commission? That's, if you're wondering, is a 4-word answer, of course. Although I spelt it, when I wrote it down, I've written it down as 3 words. I didn't realise the... Shows how good I am at spelling, but never mind. Right then, question number 3, starting with the letter N, which is very important. In Roman mythology, which god of the sea rode the horse Hippocampus? So question 3 again. In Roman mythology, which god of the sea rode the horse Hippocampus? Also a very important part of the brain, but not a lot of people know that. Well, perhaps they do. That's what I think it is. Question number 4. This is for all you geography lovers. Starting with the letter D. The King's Landing scenes in Game of Thrones were filmed in which southern Croatian city fronting the Adriatic Sea? Beautiful city it is. I've only ever seen it from the sea. So the King's Landing scenes in Game of Thrones were filmed in which southern Croatian city fronting the Adriatic Sea? Oh, Pinky and Perky have also joined us with some friends. Great to see you, Pinky and Perky. Hope all is well with you too. And you're raring to do the quiz. Now, Lydia will notice has got a little spanner next to her name now. I promoted her after 90-odd quizzes to be moderator. So now you can see which ones are the questions, because they've got Lydia with a little blue spanner next to her name, just in case you're wondering what the spanner is. Question number 5. This is for all fans of cartoon films or whatever else. Animations. What type of creature is Flick? That's F-L-I-K, who appears in the 1998 American computer animated comedy film A Bug's Life. So what type of creature is Flick, who appears in the 1998 American computer animated comedy film A Bug's Life? Good film by any standards, that one. What do you call a university for hippopotamuses? A hippocampus. Very good. Campus. A campus is Latin for field or something, isn't it? Hippo horse field. Yes, that's about right. So question number 6. With an average age of 36, what outdoor organisation was founded in the April of 1930? It's a 3-word answer starting with the letter Y, which makes it pretty straightforward. So with an average age of 36, what outdoor organisation was founded in the April of 1930? That's not very helpful for our American friends. I'm sorry if you don't know that one, but never mind. I'm sure you probably do. Question number 7. What is the this starts with a 0, of course. What is the 4-digit international dialing code for the United Kingdom? Come on, there's got to be a nice easy one in there. So what is the 4-digit international dialing code for the United Kingdom? I know, if you were dialing from the States, you'd use WhatsApp or Viber. I know when we were in India the other year, it was a lot cheaper to call on, I think it was WhatsApp or Viber than it ever was trying to use the phone. Yeah, you don't pay. Right, question number 8. This is a bit tricky. Starting with the number 7, there's enough clues, or there might be. What is the atomic number of the element gold? It is also the number of moons of Jupiter and the ages of the musicians Bob Dylan and Charlie Watts. Charlie Watts of the Rolling Stones, just for you youngsters. So question 8 again. What is the atomic number of the element gold? It's also the number of moons of Jupiter, or known moons of Jupiter, and the ages of the musicians Bob Dylan and Charlie Watts. You can have a guess at that even if you don't know it. Question number 9, for all you lovers of exotic pets, listen carefully. It's a bit of a stupid question, really, but never mind. The Brazilian black, the Chilean rose, and the pink toe are 3 types of what rather unusual pets. So I can't see why anybody would ever keep one as a pet, but there we have it. So these apparently are the best ones to keep as pets, you know. So the Brazilian black, the Chilean rose, and the pink toe are 3 types of what rather unusual pets. I'm just after a 1-word answer, starting with the letter T. Starting with the letter T. Question number 10. I'm sure this is one that the famous 5 will not slip up on. Recognised as a city since time immemorial, with the status being reconfirmed as recently as October 2000, namely only one in the United Kingdom beginning with the letter H. I actually got this off Pointless the other night. So recognised as a city since time immemorial, with the status being reconfirmed as recently as October 2000, namely only one in the United Kingdom beginning with the letter H. My wife says she was only half watching it, so she's only got half the name. She doesn't know it. Question number 11, not sure as it's worded perfectly, but it's all right. Which carpentry joint is formed from 2 pieces of wood, each beveled at 45 degrees to produce a right angle, as for example at the corner of a picture frame? So I'm after the name of a joint, starts with the letter M, as in March. So which carpentry joint is formed from 2 pieces of wood, each beveled or cut at 45 degrees to produce a right angle, as for example at the corner of a picture frame? I'm sure you all know that one. Right, question number 12, two-word answer. I need his first name as well. To which famous classical composer and conductor, sorry, I've only put composer down, but he was better known as conductor, actually. Classical composer and conductor, did Eric Morecambe address the remark, in the second movement, not too heavy on the banjos? Stupid boy. So to which famous classical composer stroke conductor did Eric Morecambe address the remark, in the second movement, not too heavy on the banjos? That's a two-word answer starting with the letter A. And finally, question number 13. As we all know about vaccinations, let's see as we know this one. As of 2020, which childhood contagious viral disease has now been eliminated in 5 of the World Health Organization regions? That starts with the letter R, which will give you a big clue on that one. So as of 2020, which childhood contagious viral disease has now been eliminated in 5 of the World Health Organization regions? Dean, I know it has. I did ask for a number higher than, it's a 2-digit number. It starts with a 7, which indicates that Jupiter has indeed got more than 70 moons. It is the 7th today, not the 6th, isn't it? Let's hope so. Ooh, yes, please. Oh, look at that one-handed catch for a bit of chocolate. Now, we don't eat chocolate in our house, but the wife decided the other week we needed a bar, so. Right then, everybody, I'm expecting some great scores in that first round. There are only 1 or 2 tough questions. Even if you thought they were all tough, but never mind. Right then, let's go back to the beginning. 13 answers. They should spell out, the initial letters should spell out the word Sunday, 07THMAR. So look down your answers. If they don't contain the initial letters or numbers, then you've got something wrong. So we started off from the nursery rhymes of England. Don't speak with your mouth full. Yes, my mother used to tell me that, Robbie. So first set down in print from the nursery rhymes of England. The character's whole life, space of just 1 week, was Solomon Grundy. Solomon Grundy, of course. Question number 2 was Ursula von der Leyen. Ursula von der Leyen. Number 3 was Neptune, the god that rode the horse Hippocampus. Number 4 is Dubrovnik, a beautiful city on the Adriatic Sea. Number 5, of course, Bug's Life. He was an ant. Flick was an ant. Number 6 was the Youth Hostel Association with an average age of 36. It's that old because I'm a life member, so it's obviously taking the average up quite high these days. What is the 4-digit international dialing code for the United Kingdom? That's 0044, of course. The atomic number of the element gold is 79. It's also the number of moons of Jupiter, apparently, and it's the ages of Bob Dylan and Charlie Watts as we speak. 79. Number 9, those unusual pets were tarantulas. Apparently, if you're going to keep a tarantula, these are the 3 species you should look after because they don't kill you, apparently. Not that most tarantulas could kill, but they can give you a serious bite or whatever. Right, number 10, this will be controversial. Recognised as a city name since time immemorial. The name of the city I was after, of course, was Hereford. Hereford. Just to let you know, Hull is not a city. It's called Kingston upon Hull. So Hull there, unfortunately, you're wrong. Number 11, I was after a mitre, as in a mitre joint. Number 12 was Andre Previn. Andre Previn, of course, he was the one that Eric Morecambe addressed and said not too heavy on the banjos. And finally, number 13, it was rubella. Rubella, of course, which has just about all been eliminated. It has in North America. Still in southern parts of the Mediterranean, it's about, but never mind, they're working on that as we speak, I'm sure. Right then, let's have some scores and see how we've all fared after the first round. So the York is straight in with an 11. Carol Green's got an 11. Well played, you two. Well, you two teams, also, so to speak. We've got Martin Davis and the Weak Links on 12. PRS are on 13 points. Well played, PRS. Dave Anderson on 11. We've got the Teasers on 13. Jen and Tracy are on 12. Squeaky Bob on 11. The Givens are on 11. We've got Chrissy Rascals on 12. Chris Beeks on 11. Mick Robertson and Bear on 12. Mike Yates is on 11, Picker Mixer on 11, John Humwick's on 10. We've got Famous Orley. The Movie Brass Girls are on 9.75. Yes, we could give them that. Penny Graham's on 11, Debbie McAllister's on 10. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 10. We've got Home Alone 6 on 12. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe are on 11. Jill and Steve are on 10. We've got the Ridgeways 13 points. Great score there. Ian, Anthony James and Don Quizzotti on a fantastic 13 points. Adam, Spoon and Fish are on 11. We got Ian, Harry Julian, Ian and his bottle of Shiraz on the 11 points. I hope I didn't put you off your Sunday roast, he said. Sweating my nads off in there. Oh, I know you did, Ian. Never mind. Keep the good work up. Right, any more scores to come in? It looks like we've got quite a lot of 13s out there. Plenty of 12s, 11s and 10s. So everybody's still in the running. Not quite sure how far you got 9.75, but Faye, give yourself that extra quarter point. Let's just call it 10, should we, at this early stage? Oh, Pinky and Perky and friends are on 12. 40 Fox 86 are on 9.5 points. We've got Vanessa Hughes is on 8. She's looking, she's not giving me a smiley face, but never mind, Vanessa, just stick at it. That's the way forward. We've got Team UK USA on a fantastic 10, and Professor Quiz Witty, what a fantastic name that is, on 10. Rugby Rotary Club, we've got 10. Our new team members have 2 foot of snow in his garden. Good God. Well, that's fair enough. That doesn't bode well, does it? 2 foot of snow in your garden. Was he living in Canada or is this the States? Oh, yes, Maine, of course. Maine's near Bangor, Maine, isn't it? That's right. I know where it is. It can be cold up there, that's for sure, but never mind. And we've got Split the Difference on 13 points. And Faye saying, thank you, very, very kind. John and the Famous 5 on 12. I hope you didn't get that Hereford one wrong, John. I'm sure you didn't. Right then, everybody. Round number 2 is a straightforward art and literature round. Nothing too tricky here. You've just got to know your art and literature. I hope a number of you read the books and whatever else. Do feel free, of course, everybody, to hit the like button. I like to try and get 30 likes on Sunday night. It's great to have you. It's very easy to do. Just hit the like button. Of course, if you don't like the quizzes, you just go the other way. And, of course, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's Pewey1957. It's easy to do. Just hit the subscribe button and it will give you information about any of my up-and-coming quizzes and all that baloney. Right then, art and literature round. Here we go then. Question number 1, often referred to as a man cub. What is the name of the main character in Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book? So question number 1, often referred to as a man cub. What is the name of the main character in Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book? Thanks everybody for the likes, by the way. There's 1 or 2 coming in late. We've got Keith Mitchell with a 12. Well played, Keith and the gang. Famous 5 also with a 12. Well played. Right, question number 2. This is probably the toughest one in this round, so don't take it personally. In which 1937 John Steinbeck novella do ranch workers George Milton and Lenny Small move around California in search of work? And I hope our friends from California get this one right. So in which 1937 John Steinbeck novella do ranch workers George Milton and Lenny Small move around California in search of work? Jill saying, hi to Glynis and Keith. Hi, Glynis and Keith. Hope you're both keeping well. In sunny Minehead. Right then, question number 3. Got that wrong. Well, he is still. I could have said it that way, but I didn't. Once the richest person in the world, who wrote the 2021 book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster, in which he presents his findings from a decade spent investigating the causes and effects of climate change. I know our Rotarians will know this chap. So once the richest person in the world, who wrote the 2021 book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster, in which he presents his findings from a decade spent investigating the causes and effects of climate change. Chris, speak how many words in the answers to question 2? Now that kind of gives it away a bit, Chris, because I know my John Steinbeck novels, but I wouldn't know which one were those. And if I gave you the clue of how many were in the title, it obviously gives it away, doesn't it? Or does it? Yes, you see, 5, 4. Well, he wrote a book. He wrote a book. Come on, Ian Anthony James. He wrote a book, Ian. It's called How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. You've got to know literature. Okay, bit of a questionable that one. Never mind. Was it art and literature? It was art and literature. Good. I'm glad it was art and literature because this is an art question. Come on, Roy. This one's for you. Acquired by King Francis I of Spain, of France even, and now the property of the French Republic. In what century did Leonardo da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa? I didn't know it was owned by the French, but it is. So acquired by King Francis I of France, and now the property of the French Republic. In what century did Leonardo da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa? Nice one, Keith. You tell him. It was only questioning whether that should be a literature question, but never mind. I know some of them are a bit loose, you know, as far as when you try and categorise questions, it's a bit loose sometimes, but never mind. I mean, you could question number 5 here, whether this was anything to do with literature at all, but never mind. It's a good read by any standard. So question number 5, published on Sundays, The Observer is a sister paper to which other daily newspaper? Robin will know that one straight away as an avid reader. So published on Sundays, The Observer is a sister paper to which other daily newspaper? Now you could say, you see, that's not really literature, is it, I suppose? Question number 6, another dodgy book. Listen to this one then. Published in 2005, First Man was the first official biography of which famous American? Come on, that's pretty straightforward, surely. So published in 2005, First Man was the first official biography of which famous American? Question number 7 is going to be a bit multiple choice for you. Which of the following names features in the titles of 7 plays by William Shakespeare? I'll give you the choice. Is it John, Richard, or Henry? So which of the following names features in the titles of 7 plays by William Shakespeare? I'm not going to ask you to name them all, but I'm going to give you a choice. Is it a John, a Richard, or a Henry? Sorry about that. I'm trying to pronounce something in French that I can't figure out how to say, but never mind. Jacques Sunier. Right, here we go then. Question number 8. Which 2003 Dan Brown novel opens with Jacques Sunier being shot dead at the Louvre by an albino monk called Silas? So question 8 again. Which 2003 Dan Brown novel opens with Jacques Sunier, I think that's how you say it, being shot dead at the Louvre by an albino monk called Silas? Silas the assassin. Question number 9. This guy seems to pop up no end in quizzes. Somebody you need to know. Known for his ceramic vases, need I go any further? Tapestries and cross-dressing. Which artist dressed as a female alter ego Claire when accepting the Turner Prize in 2003? So known for his ceramic vases, tapestries and cross-dressing, which artist dressed as his female alter ego Claire when accepting the Turner Prize in 2003? He was on the One Show not long ago. He's a bit weird, I have to say, but never mind. Depends how you it depends how you term weird, I suppose. I'm sure he's perfectly all right. And finally, question number 10. Which literary detective would often state that in order to deduce the identity of a murderer, one must rely on their little grey cells? Surely it's the same doing the quiz. So which literary detective would often state that in order to deduce the identity of a murderer, one must rely on their little grey cells? Okay, that's a round loosely based on art and literature. Perhaps not quite enough art for Roy, but never mind. I hope the art questions you got right, Roy. Right, it's great to see so many people taking part. We've got 90 concurrently taking part tonight. I've got 30 likes. Do feel free to just take me above that 35 points, somewhere around there. Now then, we will be doing, as I mentioned, a quiz on Wednesday night, as always. So Sunday and Wednesday nights, back to usual. It was only last week I did this sports quiz. Of course, if you haven't done the sports quiz and you think you might have done quite well at it, you can always look at it because it's still on my page. So it's pretty easy to find on my YouTube channel, Pewey1957. Do feel free to have a look at it if you want to do it. Fancy doing 6 rounds of sports, and it wasn't that hard. Apparently the Famous Five did it, not Famous Five. Who did it this afternoon? Home Loan 6 did it this afternoon and scored 51 points, which was very respectable. I don't know what the winning score was, but never mind, we'll find out. Right then, round 2, art and literature. These are the answers. Let's see how you've all fared. Often referred to as Man Cub. I was after Mowgli, of course. Mowgli, his name was. Not Mowgli, but Mowgli. Number 2, I was after that Steinbeck novella, which I would have given away had I given you how many words there were, of Mice and Men, of Mice and Men. Well done if you got the right choice there, Chris. Number 3, of course, it was Bill Gates who has written this book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. Number 4, acquired by King Francis I, who was actually a friend, apparently, of Leonardo da Vinci. It was the 16th century that Mona Lisa was painted, somewhere about 1520s, I think. Published on Sundays, The Observer is the sister paper of The Guardian. Number 6, published in 2005. First man, of course, it was the first man on the moon, and that can only be Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong. Number 7, I was after Henry. Of course, Henry has appeared in Henry V, Part 1. Henry IV, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Henry V, Part 1, 2, and then Henry VIII. Yeah, enough Henrys. Number 8 was the Da Vinci Codes. Number 9 was Grayson Perry, who dresses as his alter ego Claire. And finally, number 10 was Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot, so well done. Jed and Tracy were winners, of course, on winning a fantastic £50. Well played, Jed and Tracy. Thanks for taking part in the quiz on Friday night. So, yes, 54 was the winning score, so 51 might well have got them fish and chips. I don't know. We'll have to know. Right then, Georgie and Amit and the Yorkies are now moved on to a fantastic 20 points. We've got the weak links on 21 with Mick Robertson Bev moving on to 22. Dave and Ann Anderson have moved on to 19 points. Don Quizzotti, however, fantastic 23 points. We've got the Givers, that's Janie Graham on 19 points. The Rugby Road, what's that? Yes, Rugby Rotary Club, correction, they're on 23 points. Well played. Jill and Steve Pure on 20, Mike Yates on 21. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 19 points. The Ridgeways have moved on to 20 points. We've got PRS on 23 points. Sarah and our friends from Worcester, that's Russ, James and Joe, on 21 points. Home Alone 6 are also on 21 points. John Humwick's on 20. We've got Jed and Tracy on 20 points. Carol saying, yes, 10, making a fantastic 21 points. Quizzy Rascals have moved on to 22 points. Bother, it's just got off my screen. Sorry, Keith Mitchell and Glennish are on 20 points. We've got Adam Foster, that's Spoon and Fish, on 17 points. Ping and Perv and friends have moved on to 21 points. We've got Fully Fox 86 on 15.5. Penny Graham's moved on to 18 with Pig and Mix on 19. Faye and the Booby Prize Girls are on 17 points with Chris Speak on 18 points. Did you get that, Chris? You'll have to let me know whether you got Mice and Men. Of Mice and Men. Climbing Janet and Teasers have moved on to 22 points with Squeaky Pop on 19. And Professor Quiz Witty has moved on to 20 points. So well played, Professor Quiz Witty. With Ian In's Bottle of Trout on 21. The Famous Five have moved on to 19. Team UK USA are on 20 with Split Deliverance on 23 points. And Debbie McCarthy's moved on to 19. So at the moment, we've got Split Deliverance on 23 points. We've got PRS on Don Quizzotti on 23. And we've got the Rugby Rotary Club on 23 points. So well played, everybody. Yeah, I thought the Rugby Rotary Club should have scored a bit more on that first round. So clearly they hadn't counted there was 3 extra questions. Right then, everybody, round number 3 tonight. Let's keep you all interested. It's a connection round. 9 questions on general knowledge, plus a final question asking for a connection between the previous 9 answers. We got the idea? So 9 questions on general knowledge, plus a final question asking for a connection between the previous 9 answers. You can see my voice going tonight. Let's hope it doesn't. Never mind. I'm talking too much, I know. Yes, right. I'll try not to commentate so much. Oh, wait a minute. We've got some more scores coming in. The Ridgeways are on 23. Oh, no, I haven't. I think we've got them all. Right, there we go. Right, okay. Question number 1, listen carefully. What was the former official name of the mountain that is now known as Denali and is the highest mountain in the USA? So what was the former official name of the mountain that is now known as Denali and is the highest mountain in the USA? It was put forward by, I think it was Barack Obama, that decided that they ought to rename that after a bit of pressure from some locals, I suppose. Question number 2, listen carefully. Which famous musician wrote the song Nothing Compares to You, which became a worldwide hit for Irish singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor? So question number 2, which famous musician wrote the song Nothing Compares to You, which became a worldwide hit for Irish singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor? Said Irish, didn't I? Did I? Oh, sorry, I said Iris apparently instead of Irish. I'm thinking of investing in a new microphone so that we can see whether we can get rid of this whooshing noise. It's only taken 100 quizzes nearly. We're up to 96 tonight, quiz number 96. We'll be celebrating quiz 100 just in 4 weeks' time, so we'll have to do something special for that one. Question number 3 tonight. During the mid-1990s, what was the surname of the British driver who was Michael Schumacher's main rival for the Formula 1 Drivers' Championship, which saw the two clash several times on and off track? Especially dirty Michael Schumacher. I remember him bashing him off the track. So during the mid-1990s, what was the surname of the British racing driver who was Michael Schumacher's main rival for the Formula 1 Drivers' Championship, which saw the two clash several times on and off the track? Question number 4. Who is a fictional character in the long-running cartoon strip in the British comic Viz that first appeared in 1983? He was created by artist Chris Donald and parodies Roy of the Rovers. So question 4 again. Who is a fictional character in the long-running cartoon strip in the British comic Viz that first appeared in 1983? He was created by artist Chris Donald and parodies Roy of the Rovers, of Melchester fame, of course. Question number 5. I had to play this over my speakers today because I couldn't remember what on earth it was, so I played it in the background. In a 2014 survey run by the BBC, a Johnny Cash version of which Nine Inch Nails song was voted the second greatest cover version of all time? And just to help you, it's a one-word answer. So in a 2014 survey run by the BBC, a Johnny Cash version of which Nine Inch Nails song was voted the second greatest cover version of all time. And it is very good, I have to say. Just to help you with that one, as I say, it's a one-word answer we're after. Question number 6. This is a bit tricky. This is really an art and literature one, I suppose, rolled into one. Question number 6. What is the common surname of the cartoonist who illustrated 18 Roald Dahl books and the artist who created the cover for the Beatles album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? So what is the common surname of the cartoonist who illustrated 18 Roald Dahl books and the artist who created the cover for the Beatles album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? I hadn't heard of the first one, stupidly. Well, I have heard of him, but I hadn't realised he'd illustrated all the Roald Dahl books. And then it popped up about 3 times in the last week in various quizzes I've been watching them. So it's amazing how things are very coincidentally, they just pop up. Right then, question number 7. What name is given to a juvenile or a newly born goat? Just a one-word answer I'm after. So what name is given to a juvenile or a newly born goat? So not all difficult in the round, I hope. Question number 8. Now, there are some clues in this. You might need to read this question as Lydia puts it down. In a series of short animations released in 2002, which amateur fictional inventor was responsible for a series of cracking contraptions that included a telescope, a bully-proof vest, and a snoozatron? They're normally known as a duo, but I just need his name. So in a series of short animations released in 2002, which amateur fictional inventor was responsible for a series of cracking contraptions that included the telescope, that's spelt rather unusual, the bully-proof vest, and the snoozatron? It's a one-word answer that I'm after. And he's part of a very famous duo, animated duo that is, of course. Sorry, I'm giving it away, but that might need a little bit of help on that one. Question number 9. In which Dutch city would you find the Peace Palace, which is home to the headquarters of the International Court of Justice? So question number 9 again. In which Dutch city would you find the Peace Palace, which is home to the headquarters of the International Court of Justice? And finally, of course, question number 10, you now need to look at your previous 9 answers. What is the connection between the previous 9 answers? So question 10 again, what is the connection between the previous 9 answers? I will give you a minute or two to work that out because it is a little bit tricky unless you've got it straight away. Some of you might think it's a bit tenuous, but it's not. It's pretty straightforward, I think, that one. I hope it is anyway. Now then, the big question is the weather going to stay good for tomorrow all the way through to Wednesday? Taking the grandkids out on Wednesday, as we do, and every Wednesday we seem to go out pours with rain recently, but never mind. The beauty of a bit of rain with the grandkids is last Wednesday we took them out, we went over to Ryton Pools, which is on the way to Coventry, well, Ryton near Rugby, and it was absolutely belting down. We arrived and we thought, should we have the picnic in the car park? But we didn't. We decided to have it outside in the end, which we did have it in the car, didn't we? We did have it in the car because it was still raining. And then, of course, the sun came out, and well, it didn't really. It was still grey, but anyway, at least the rain stopped. But the beauty is the kids went out, and of course, fresh rain, full of puddles, and all they did was go all the way around on the walk, splashing in every puddle they could. Aren't they great, grandkids, eh? Who'd have them? Right then, everybody, we'll all work those out. Do we need a little bit more time? Do feel free to stick in the chat column if you need a little bit more time. If I haven't had any replies in the next 20 seconds, I will crack on with the answers. If you'd like to, if you'd like a little bit more time, if you're struggling, do feel free to put it in the chat column. At the moment, I'm on a Brewdog beer, a bit common at the moment. It's Punk IPA. Pretty straightforward stuff, but a bit hoppy, I think, for Robin. Right, it appears nobody's after any more time, so it must mean you've worked them all out. Good. Oh, Jill's put more time. Okay, Jill, no problem. We're looking for a one-word connection between the previous 9 answers, which may help you. It's still very hot in here. It's been really hot in my house today. 23, 24 degrees still. Good God. Never mind. Problem in my house, being an eco house, as soon as the sun comes out, with south facing, triple glazed, the temperature absolutely ramps up. So, right then, everybody, let's get some answers marked and see how we've done. I think we've probably had enough time in that round. So it gives you a time to go and get some refreshments and whatever else before we crack on with round number 4. So the answers to round number 3, the former official name of the mountain, which is now known as Denali, is Mount McKinley. Mount McKinley. Number 2, the famous musician who wrote the song Nothing Compares to You was Prince, of course. Number 3, during the mid-1990s, what was the surname of the British racing driver who was Michael Schumacher's main rival? That was Hill, of course, as in Damon Hill. Number 4, who was a fictional character in the long-running cartoon strip Viz. That was Billy the Fish. Billy the Fish. Number 5, in 2004 survey, what was voted the 2nd greatest cover version of all time? That was a song called Hurt. You must listen to that if you haven't heard it, by Johnny Cash, Hurt. Number 6, of course, was Blake, as in the Roald Dahl books, Quentin Blake and Peter Blake, who created the cover for the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So Blake I was after. Number 7 was a kid, a newly born goat, or juvenile goat is known as a kid. Number 8, I was after Wallace, as in Wallace and Gromit. It was Wallace, that invented the telescope, the Y, the bully-proof vest, and the snoozertron. Number 9, that Dutch city is The Hague. And of course, the connection between all these, they are all famous Williams. They're all famous Williams. William McKinley, Prince William, William Hill, William Thompson, Billy the Fish was better known as William Thompson, William Hurt, then we had William Blake, of course, Billy the Kid, better known as William somebody or other, number 9, William Wallace, of course, and William Hague. So well done if you got the Williams. Right then, we have a few people done very well on that round. We've got Georgie, Lambert and Rory on 28 points. We've got the Teasers on 32. Rugby Rotary Club have moved on to 32 points. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe are on 30 points with David and Anderson on 29. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 29. Carol Green's on 30. Mick Roberts is on 30. Jed and Tracy are on 28. We've got Squeaky Bob on 27. The Giffords, Graham and Jane are on 28. We've got the Famous Five on 27. Heather and John. John Humwick's on 29. We've got Pink and Perky and Friends on 31 points, doing very well tonight. Adam Foster, Spoon and Fisher on 26 points. We've got Home Alone 6 on 31. The Wheat Links, Wheels starting to wobble on a fantastic 28 points. Lisa Lasky, Team UK USA on 30 points. Squeaky Bob said, sorry, I mean 28. What did you say before? I can't see, but never mind. Trish and the Ridgeways are on 30 points. Mike Yates on 27. I've just missed that. It's gone off the screen again. Just when we got to Keith and Glennis, they're on 26 points with Penny Graham on 24. Professor Quizwitty has moved on to 29 points with Paul O'Flynn Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals on a fantastic 32. However, Don Quizzotti have moved on to 33 points. Jill and Steve Pugh on 27. We've got Footy Fox 86 on 22.5 with Faye McSorley on 23.5. Pick and Mixer on 29 points. We've got Split the Difference on 33 points with Debbie McCarthy on 28 and Split the Difference on 33 points. Ian and his Harry, Julian and Ian, the bottle of Shiraz, they've added 9 to their score with a fantastic 30 points. So well played, Ian. Doing very well tonight. Well, everybody there or thereabouts near the 30 points is still well within a very good shout, because round number 4 is an initial letter link. We have 10 questions on general knowledge where the answer to the final question can be spelled out by rearranging the first letters of the first words in the first 9 answers. Okay, so you know all you need to do is ring the first letter of each of your answers. That's providing they're right. So here we go with round 4, the initial letter link. Let's see how we all fare with this one. So question number 1, sure we've had this one in the past before, but never mind. Founded in 1865 and named after a town in Finland, which company once accounted for 4% of Finland's entire gross domestic product and 21% of its total exports? So question number 1 again, founded in 1865 and named after a town in Finland, which company once accounted for 4% of Finland's entire gross domestic product and 21% of its total exports? Now take the first letter of that answer, put a ring round it because that's the letter you need. Question number 2 is a bit more scientific. Defined by Isaac Newton in his first law of motion, what name is given to the resistance of any physical object to any change in its velocity? So question 2 again, defined by Isaac Newton in his first law of motion, what name is given to the resistance of any physical object to any change in its velocity? Question number 3. What's the name for a long bone found in the forearm that stretches from the elbow to the smallest finger? Well, not quite. So what's the name for a long bone found in the forearm that stretches from the elbow to the smallest finger? Well, it's about there, actually. Oh, back. Question number 4, dead easy. Qantas is the national airline of which Commonwealth country? So Qantas, this is question number 4, is the national airline of which Commonwealth country? That was a bit too easy, wasn't it? So question number 5, this is a nice easy one for it. Well, no, it's not. It's one that you can work out, though. In the official series of James Bond films, what has been the only film with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? That's a good one, isn't it? So in the official series of James Bond films, what has been the only film with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? Clearly can't be Octopussy or Goldfinger, can't be that. I'll let you work that one out because that'll take a bit of doing. I'm sure one of the team will have come up with at least. It does help when you've got a big team because you can trawl through plenty, and one of you is bound to come up with the right idea, aren't you? I bet Russ has got that one. I know he has. Russ, our Worcester friends, he'll have got that straight away. Question number 6. The phrase apple and pears is Cockney rhyming slang for what word? So the phrase apple and pears is Cockney rhyming slang for what word? Oh, James did, said Sarah. Well done, James. I knew it wouldn't be Russ, really. I was only kind of winding him up a bit. You know, I thought he would have got it clearly, you know, but James did. Well done, James. Now, Russ must have got this one, surely. Don't tell me James got this one as well. Question number 7, for you that like fencing. What is the name of the largest and heaviest of the 3 weapons used in the sport of fencing? So question number 7, what is the name of the largest and heaviest of the 3 weapons used in the sport of fencing? Now there's a sport I've never done in my life. I don't suppose many of you have. Just let me know if you have. There's got to be some of you that have done a bit of fencing in your time, I suppose. Question number 8, listen carefully. What bird goes after the to give the alter ego of the villain and Gotham City mobster Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot? Jed and Trashy's put garden fencing. Yeah, that's about as close as I've got. I've put a garden fence up before. What's this? Jane Gifford, our son was Britain under-13 champion. Well, you clearly know your fencing swords then, clearly. Well played, Jane. That's fantastic. Has he stuck at it or what? Question number 8 again. What bird goes after the to give the alter ego of the villain and Gotham City mobster Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot? That's a good name, isn't it? So never mind. Kids don't always take things as far as they might do they? But it's great to think he was that good. What was his name? Congrats to him. How old is he now? He must be old. I'm just going to change them a little bit, lit right at the end there, rather than by word. I'm going to put by what? 2-letter word. Okay. Just to help, because I think it's been a tough one. Michel's put, at least he had a good stab at it. Oh, right. Ben is the same age as Oliver. Oliver Pugh. They were at school together. How old's Ollie now? And you know, 30. He's 40 this year. Blimey. Charlie. Yeah. Right then, question number 9. Listen carefully. Named after a British technology journalist called Ian Betteridge. Betteridge's law of headlines states that any newspaper headline that ends in a question mark can be answered by what two-letter word? Sorry. Two-letter word, that means. So question number 9, named after a British technology journalist called Ian Betteridge. Betteridge's law of headlines states that any newspaper headline that ends in a question mark can be answered by what two-letter word? Oh, you need to read that one, perhaps. If, is. And finally, to help you with all those answers, now do remember to bring all the first letters of each of the answers. The first letters of the first words and the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what word, which is derived from Latin words meaning almost and island. So something that's almost an island, but not quite. So the first letters of the first words and the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what word, which is derived from Latin words meaning almost and island. That's an interesting one. I will give you a bit of time to try and work that one out. Right, I'm just going to open this, a fine ale by any standards. See how we get on with this one. But as normal, we'll be doing a Wednesday night quiz next Wednesday night. So do come and join us, 8 for 8:15 as usual, if you like doing your quizzing. If not, come and join us next Sunday, where again we'll be putting our wits against some of the best quiz teams there are, I have to say. We have some great quiz teams taking part in the quizzes at the moment. Right then, do we need any more time? Do feel free to just put in the chat column if you need a bit more time to work those out. Especially if you haven't got the almost an island clue at the end there. So the first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what word, which is derived from Latin words meaning almost and island. Right, Sarah's asked for a bit more time, so there's no problem there at all, Sarah. I was looking in the quiz tonight thinking there were far too many Welsh questions as usual, but perhaps we haven't got to them yet. What's that? Well, we're on Friday, yeah. We did. So basically try and take the initial letters of each of your answers, rearrange them to spell a single word of 9 letters, which basically means almost and island, derived from Latin. It is great to see so many teams. We've probably had a record number turnout tonight. currently at 87 at the moment. I've got 38 likes, so do feel free to hit the like button if you haven't already done it. It's very easy. Just hit the like button. So we can get above 40. That'll be a record. And of course, do feel free to just hit the subscribe button if you want to subscribe to Huey 1957, my channel. I'm still short of 1,000. I need 1,000 people to subscribe to my channel, but we're not there yet. Only in the 200s at the moment. But never mind, we'll see whether we can get a bit higher over the next month or two. We're probably maybe not the biggest hit on the internet, but never mind. You never know. One day we might be. So we'll see. Okay, Sarah, how are we doing? Do you need a little bit more time yet? Are we going to call it a day? Has Russ talked you all out of the wrong answers, the right answers? Or has he talked you into the right answers? That's more the thing. Sorry, Russ, I don't mean to pick on you. We're ready. Right, they're ready. Don't what? It's the cat that's been answering the question. What was the name of the cat, Sarah? You'll have to let me know. Probably looking on, going like this or that. Right, question 1, we wanted Nokia, of course. Nokia was 21% of its total exports at one time. Bruce, that's right. Number 2, that was a bit tricky. I would have gone for momentum, but it's inertia. Inertia we wanted. What's that? You may have a problem with spelling of question 7, possibly. Number 3, I was after the ulnar. The ulnar. Number 4, I wanted Australia, of course. Number 5 in the official series of James Bond films. What's the only film and title that starts and ends with the same letter? That's License to Kill. License to Kill. What's that? Can't hear you. I'm not sure if that's the title of the film. Number 6, the phrase apples and pears is Cockney rhyming slang for what word? That's stairs. Number 7, what's the name of the largest and heaviest of the 3 weapons used in the sport of fencing? That's the épée. The épée. Yes, I might have a problem with the spelling of that, but never mind. Number 8, what bird goes after the to give the alter ego of the villain of Gotham City mobster, Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot? That's a penguin. Named after a British technology journalist called Ian Betteridge. Betteridge's law of headlines states that any newspaper headline that ends in a question mark can be answered by what 2-letter word? That's no. And of course, the first letter of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be arranged to spell the word, which is derived from the Latin words meaning almost an island. That's peninsula. Peninsula. Yeah, I've got a few people saying never say never again. Whether that's actually a title of a film, I don't know. It is it? Yeah. Oh, well, there must be 2 in that case. I will double check that. Give me a second just to make sure we've got that right or wrong. If you've put never, say never again. It doesn't fit in with the word, but doesn't mean to say I can't allow it if there is another one. Just want to make sure it's the full title before I judge on the thing. Never say never again. This is 1983 spy film. Yep, that seems to fit the bill, I have to say. Right then, I will allow never say never again. It doesn't fit, of course, with the answer, but never mind. You can give yourself a point for that because clearly there are 2 films that start and end with the same letters. So do feel free to give yourself a point for that one, even if it didn't fit in with the answer at the end, but never mind. John saying never say never again was a spoof remake of Thunderball. What did I actually ask in the question? Got to be careful with these damn things just to make sure we get things right, haven't we? I did say the official series of James Bond films. Right, we'll just check, see whether that's in the official series of James Bond films. Sorry about that. Of course, Peninsula's sort of doing it away anyway, but never mind. Now you've put me in a quandary, but never mind. I did say official, so presumably they're having people are having arguments about this. So I better just put your scores down. I will go through them in a second. I will rule on this. I'm sorry. I never say never again. Is it in the official list? Official list. James Bond films. Ooh, a bit of controversy. Nothing like a bit of controversy. Well, Lydia's checking, and I'm checking. List of James Bond films. 1983. No, it's not. Oh dear. Well, it does appear that it's not in the official list of James Bond films. Been looked at by my daughter and looked at by myself, so do not give yourselves a point after all for that. Because never say never again. He's not in the official list of James Bond films. Well spotted out. The famous 5, thank you for that. I knew I wasn't wrong, and I never wrong with any of the questions. Yes, and it doesn't spell out. It spells Psnisasura. You're right, Roy, it does. Right, let's just go back a little bit. Sorry. So you might have to correct one or two of your scores. After giving you that point, I'm going to take it away from you again. So let's just go back again. Right. Not official, says John. You're right. Right, here we go. Carol Green's on 40. We've got the Rugby Rose Club on 42. John Humwick's on 39. We've got Mick Roberts on 409. Not even, all right. Sarah, the gang are on 40. We've got Wheatling's on 36. Mick Roberts is on 40. Ping and Perker on 41. The Quizzy Rascals on 42. Michelle, Charlie, and James are on 38. We've got Penny Graham on 30. We've got Squeaky Bob on 38. PRS on 43. Don Quizzotti on 43. We've got Georgie Lambert and the Yorkers on 35. Leslie Barrett is here tonight. Happy birthday, Leslie. Hope you're all right. Professor Quizzy Witty is on 39 points. We've got Jane and Graham on 38 points. General Tracer on 36. Alan Foster on 36. We've got Ian and his bottle of Shiraz on 40. We've got Faye on 28.5. Garrison Keith Mitchell on 38 points. We've got 35 points, sorry. Stephen Juror on 34 points. And we've got, wait a minute, there's a bit of controversy. We've got Anne and Dave Anderson on 35, Debbie Miller on 37, Team UK, USA on 43. We've got Home Alone 6 on 41 points, Mike Yates is on 36. We are not arguing. Don't argue with me. No, Pick and Mixer on 37, The Ridge Racer on 39, Footy Fox 86 on 29.5. Famous Fiver on 37, Split the Difference on 43, Jen Tracer on 35, Shake Not Stirred on 43 points. Well played, Shake Not Stirred. Leslie Barrett, 36. My age as well. Yes, if only. Happy birthday, Sif. Wait a minute. We ought to play Sif happy birthday as well. So this is for Sif and for, wait a minute, happy birthday. Where's it gone to? This is for Sif and Lisa. Their birthdays. Sif and Lisa. Sif and Lisa. I nearly sang it. You were lucky there, weren't you? Stop. Right, enough of that. Okay, everybody. Now, you will have to correct your scores because I'm not having anybody claiming that point that I was going to give you and then I didn't give you from a non-official film. So I should have thought of that. Nearly, I'm not always wrong, you see. I'm nearly always right, and people question the answers and then find they're wrong. A bit embarrassing when you do that, really. But never mind. Right then, the next round is entitled Food and Drink. Food and Drink. Are we ready? It's a film. It's about James Bond. It's a Bond film. Well done. Oh, dear. But it didn't fit Peninsula, did it? Never mind. Well, I suppose it did, really. One way around. Right, here we go then. Question number 1, food and drink. Are we ready? Come on, everybody. Pull yourselves together. Let's get going again. A bento box is a takeaway meal that traditionally features food of which country's cuisine? Yeah, the question master's always right. You tell them, Carol. It's not easy, you know. We normally have at least one controversial question each week. Never mind. So question 1, a bento box is a takeaway meal that traditionally features food of which country's cuisine? Oh, Clive and Janet with a 42. Well played, Clive and Janet. It's even worse in the pub, Carol, because, of course, everybody gets a few beers down and then they get really argumentative. Especially when when there's money up for grabs, it's even worse. Question number 2. Which of the following are an ingredient of the Dutch alcoholic drink Avocar? I'll give you the choice. Is it egg whites or egg yolks? Nice one, Anthony. That's it. Go for it. Hit the button. You tell them. Is there a question about Brook Bond? Oh dear, dear, dear. I'll set the Ridgeways off. They're arguing with each other now. We've got one team in Crick, one team in Welton. Oh dear, dear, dear. Keep it coming, gang. Keep it coming. Jokes are better. Jokes are better than arguments. Question number 3. Listen carefully. According to figures from the Marine Management Organisation for 2019, what is by far the most common species of fish caught in UK waters? Carol says, when I host a quiz, I take a point away from anyone who argues with me. Oh dear, oh dear. What about Basil and Bond? Yes. Oh dear, oh dear. Nigel Bond. There's plenty of Bonds around, aren't there, I suppose? Question number 4. Listen carefully. What type of dessert has a name that means perfect in French? Not too tricky, that one. So what type of dessert has a name that means perfect in French? Dave Swineham used to have 2 rules. The question master is always right. Question 2, if the question master is wrong, rule number 1 applies. You're right, Robin. Well done. It's easy to argue with the hindsight, isn't it? Never mind. Question number 5. Listen carefully. Typically, being around 2 inches in diameter, and for all those that don't know what 2 inches are, that's 25 mil or thereabout. So about 50 mil in diameter, or just over. A slider is a small version of a what? I'm sure our American friends will get this one straight away. So typically, being around 2 inches in diameter, or 50 point something, 25 point, I can't remember. A slider is a small version of a what? What? You being rude? My wife's being rude. Something 50 millimeters in diameter. What? She's chuckling away over there. She can't stop laughing now. I know what you're laughing at. Yes, okay. Question number 6. What spice is a key ingredient of the Hungarian dish goulash and has a name in English that is borrowed from the Hungarian word for pepper? So question 6 again. What spice is a key ingredient of the Hungarian dish goulash and has a name in English that is borrowed from the Hungarian word for pepper? I don't know why it's borrowed from it. We just use it, surely. Never did quite understand what borrow words were. The same as normal words, but we stole them from somewhere else. Question number 7. This is one that will catch a few out. What type of curry has a name that means butter in Punjabi? So question number 7. What type of curry has a name that means butter in Punjabi? It's a 1-word name I'm after. Right, question number 8 is an anagram, one for you to work out. He humps skimping ants. That's the anagram. So he humps skimping ants is an anagram of which 3-word American alternative rock band from Chicago, who were formed in 1988 by frontman Billy Corgan. So question 8 again. He humps skimping ants is an anagram of which 3-word American alternative rock band from Chicago who were formed in 1988 by frontman Billy Corgan. Do remember it's a food round, so maybe something to do with food in the title there. At least the last word anyway. I know it takes a bit of time to look at that and figure out what word you can decipher. Come on, Anthony, Ridgway, get those brains going, see if they can work that one out for me. Or are you still moaning about the never say never again? Never say never again, by the way. Never say never. What was it? Oh, yes, it was never say never again, wasn't it? Question number 9. This is definitely down up your street anyway, Anthony, this one. What brand of lager has used the slogan, the Amber Nectar in Australia and Australian for beer in the United Kingdom? So question number 9 again. Which brand of lager has used the slogan, the Amber Nectar in Australia, well, in the UK as well, and Australian for beer in the United Kingdom? It's a tricky food round to drink round this one, isn't it? What a tricky food round. Food and drink. Food authority. Question number 10. Listen carefully for all you whiskey aficionados. What would you not find on the labelling of a Scotch whiskey classed as an NAS whiskey that you would find on the labelling of other Scotch whiskies? So what would you not find on the labelling of a Scotch whiskey classified as an NAS whiskey that you would find on the labelling of other Scotch whiskies? You can have a good guess at that one, even if you don't know it. There's only 1 or 2 possible answers, surely. Right then. 10 tricky questions on food and drink before we go into the last round. It's dead easy tonight, the last round. General knowledge, nothing there too testing. So let's hope and see how many of you are there or thereabouts with the food and drink round. Now, do remember to alter your scores and make sure they are correct after the last round when I then allowed and then disallowed. Never say never again. Although I never say that I should never change it again. Right, does anybody need any more time? Are you teams still discussing that, or have we got 10 answers down to the food and drink round? There's not many guesses there, I suppose. That was a little tougher than your normal food and drink round, I have to say. So I'll be surprised if at least some teams haven't dropped a single point, as it seemed to be earlier tonight, but never mind. Clyde and Janet, yep, I need a little bit more time, which is fine. Now then, how many of you have had your, who's going in for vaccinations next week? Are any of our people going in for vaccinations next week? Clive from Split the Difference is going in on Tuesday, apparently. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Oh, Ian from Ashover, he's going in. Old Ian, that's also from Split the Difference, he's going in on. So Split the Difference should be fully vaccinated, with the exception of young Chris, of course. Oh no, Chris has had it, hasn't he? Was it? Oh no. One of Split the Difference won't have been vaccinated. So how many teams have been fully vaccinated so far? Be interesting. Home Alone, Glyn. Home Alone, what's that? Glyn had his yesterday. Well, welcome to the club, Glyn. We had ours on Friday, so me and Glyn are very close in terms of vaccinations, but never mind. Squeaky Bob, I'm still waiting. Tracy and so is Neil, both of us with health issues, but no idea when we'll get it done. Oh, that's a shame. Well, you must be very young, that's all I can say. Tracy. Well, if you've got health issues, it's well worth a phone call just to see whether you're on the list, because my son Luke, who has been taking drugs to suppress his immune system, had to ring up and just remind his doctor that he was supposed to be on the list, and eventually he got it, but only after a phone call. So it's definitely worth a phone call. Clive and Janet, they've done it. Leslie Barrett, I have. John Humwick, yes, we both had the first jabs. We have, said Clarice and Keith. Oh, apply them. Oh, yes. Awfully young. Ian saying next Saturday. Robin saying, as I don't drive, so can get anywhere outside Rugby, I'm waiting for mine. I would have given you a lift, Robin. Just give me a call. I'll take you anywhere if you want. Not a problem. Carol Green, Cornish type, vaccinated by there is only me and hubby at times. Jen and Tracy, we've had. Paul, Ridgway, Paul, and I have been jabbed. What about Anthony? Sounds like he needs jabbing. For arguing too much there, I'll take that. We're looking at June, July. PRS. Oh, blimey. All right, Matthew. Boasting now. How young you see. That's Matthew and Claire. Clearly far too young for this business. Yes, like my daughter Lydia. Lydia's looking at September. We both had ours, said Jill. Squeaky Bob, I might phone. Brain surgery, then stroke here. Neil has had the PC twice. Great. That's all you need. Didn't like the socially distanced 2-meter needle. She's too young. Well, Anthony's too young, yeah, but he probably needs the jab all the same, you know. Living on a canal boat's got to be vulnerable, hasn't he, or something, you know. Not a barge, of course. Anyway, right, let's just go through the food and drink. She's too young. Let's go through the food and drink round. 2nd of May, apparently, for Lydia, and she's the same age as Anthony, so 2nd of May. She's younger than Anthony, so, oh yes, end of April, Anthony, you're all right. Don't worry about it. Oh, Angie's doing some internet malarkey. Right, I'm sorry I started that one, but never mind. Right, let's go through the answers to the food and drink round. A bento box, apparently, is a takeaway meal that traditionally features Japan's cuisine. So Japanese cuisine. Number 2, of course, it's the egg yolks that you find in avocado. Number 3, apparently, most common species of fish caught in the United Kingdom waters is mackerel. Well done if you've got mackerel, that oily little fish. Number 4 is a parfait, which means perfect, of course, in French. That dessert is a parfait. A slider is a better known term for a small hamburger. Number 6, of course, is paprika, a Hungarian word for pepper. Number 7, that's a tricky one. The type of curry that a name means butter in Punjabi is a makhani. A makhani. I wouldn't have got that, but never mind. Number 8, he humps skimping ants is an anagram of the Smashing Pumpkins. The Smashing Pumpkins. Well done if you worked that out. Number 9, of course, was Foster's, that amber nectar. And finally, number 10. What would NAS stands for no age statement. So it doesn't state on the bottle the age of the whiskey, So it's something to do with the age of the whiskey. So Tricia's put, he's too young. Carol's put, my 45-year-old son is having his jab, second jab, March the 19th, and he's clinical portable. That's fair enough. A clinical portable, I definitely need it. Right then. Carol's come in with 49 points. We've got Georgie and Rory and the Yorkies on 40 points. Mick and Bev are on 49 points. Jane and Graham Gifford on 45 points. Jed and Tracy on 42. Got our friends from Worcester, Sarah, James, Joe, Russ, and whatever on 48 points. We've got David and Anderson on 41. Stephen Jill Peel on 42. Squeak Bob on 46. Got the Famous 5 on 45. Got the Teasers on 51 points. That's a great score, Clive. Janet, the Teasers, 51 points. PRS have moved on to 50. Harry, Julian, Ian and his bottle of Sham, they've added 9 to their score. They're on 49. The Weak Links The answer, etc. 42. The answer to everything, Martin. Well played. Rugby Roach Club on 49 points. Well played, Rugby Roach Club, especially to our new guest. Welcome to you again. Hope all is going well and you're enjoying the quiz. John Humwick's on 47 points. We've got Spoon and Fish on 45. Adam, don't forget to send me your details so I can tell you about your fish and chip supper. Pennygrams on 36 points. Pick a Mix on 47 points. We've got Footy Fox 86 on 36.5. The Quizzy Rascals on 51 points. We've got Pinky and Perky and Friends on 51 points. The Ridgeways have moved on to 46 points. Well played, Trish and the gang. And Anthony. Michelle's on 46. Good food and drink round questions. I like that. Don Quixote 52 points. We've got Home Alone 6. They've moved on to 50. We've got Frank McSorley on 35.5. Keith and Caris are on 40 points. We've got Mike Yates on 44. We've got Devin McCarthy on 45. Penny Graham saying, sorry, I don't know what for, but never mind, 37 points. Professor Quiz Witty, 47 points. Well played. Split the difference on 53 points. We've got Lisa Lasky, Team UK, USA on 49 points. So at the moment, we've got Split the Difference on 53. We've got Home Alone 6 on 50. We've got Don Quixote 52. We've got Pinky and Perky and Friends on 51. The Quizzy Rascals are on 51. We've got the Rugby Roach Club on 49. We've got Ian Sharrett on 49. PRS are on 50. And we've got the Teasers on 51 points. All in the 50s are doing very well. We've got a few on the 49s that are very, very close indeed. 5th of April. Matthew, apparently, my wife's just been looking up. 5th of April for your jab on the jabometer scope. Yes, some research has been done. So, Matthew and Claire, what was it, 5th of April? Around the 5th of April. There you have it, you see. Oh, yes, we were 2 weeks early as well, so it might even be in March. You never know. Right then, last round tonight is a general trivia round. It's not too tricky tonight, thankfully, and some diverse questions. So let's see who can come out winners. Split the Difference have yet to drop a point by the looks of things. Is that right? I don't like going for a whole quiz without any team not dropping a point. It must be far too easy, which must mean I've got to make it much tougher next week, but never mind. No, that's not the point. Question number one then. Question number one, listen carefully. What name is given to an immature or newly hatched puffin? This came off a program I was only watching the other night. I'll give you the choice. Is it a pufflet, a puffling, or a pufter? So, Clive saying after 21 million jabs, I'm hoping for a new needle for Tuesday. Well, let's hope so. Question number one again. What name is given to an immature or newly hatched puffin? I'll give you the choice. Is it a pufflet, a puffling, or a pufter? Question number two for all you serious crisp eaters. What is the main colour on the front of a packet of Walker's Worcester sauce flavoured crisps? This doesn't help if you come from the United States. They're not even called crisps in the States. They're called chips. So what is the main colour on the front of a packet of Walker's Worcester sauce flavoured chips, crisps? Question number three for you car fanatics. Which car manufacturer has a logo that features an image known as Bishona and which depicts a grass snake swallowing a child? Worcestershire. You're right, John. I used to say Worcestershire. Well, you must know the colour then in that case. Let's hope so. So which car manufacturer has a logo that features an image known as a Bishona, which depicts a grass snake swallowing a child? Oh, Question number 4. This might suit one or two people. Roughly following the path of the Roman Watling Street, what is the only United Kingdom motorway to travel through Shropshire? I suppose it dodges round the Long Mynd, I've no idea. So roughly following the path of the Roman Watling Street, what is the only UK motorway to travel through Shropshire? How well do you know your motorways? Question number 5 takes us back to a bit of Egyptian mythology. The Egyptian goddess Isis wept for her beloved husband, Osiris, who was murdered and betrayed by his own brother. Her tears were said to bring about the annual flooding of which great river? So question 5 again. The Egyptian goddess Isis wept for her beloved husband, Osiris, who was murdered and betrayed by his own brother. Her tears were said to bring about the annual flooding of which great river? Dean's just saying, should the Americans get an interstate question? You're probably right, probably should. However, there's only 2 teams come from, well, no, there's two people actually come from the States, maybe more than 2, but I think you can't make it all US based. We have enough US states in the questions and stuff like that. Maybe not tonight. Right, question number 6. This is another one I won't know anything about. One of Peppa Pig's friends from Playgroup, who can make the loudest sound out of all the children and often uses her trunk as an extra hand? Clive said, I travel along it on the way to the bog. Well, that's fair enough. So one of Peppa Pig's friends from Playgroup, who can make the loudest sound out of all the children and often uses her trunk as an extra hand? Well, we're doing well tonight. I think we've broken our record for the number of people that have been taking part tonight, which is excellent news as always. Great to see so many people taking part in the quiz. Question number 7, also the name of a city. What cake is often made with currants, sultanas and almonds and originated in 19th century Scotland? Kind of gives it away a bit. So also the name of a city. What cake is often made with currants, sultanas and almonds and originated in 19th century Scotland? Oh, your team got them wrong, haven't you? You never say never again. Question number 8. This is one that always amuses me whenever it comes on the television. Using a great deal of puffery, if you know what puffery means, which company advertises Revitalift, an anti-aging, replumping hydrochloric acid-based serum that immediately hydrates and fills wrinkles in 2 weeks, apparently? I need some myself, clearly. So using a great deal of puffery, which company advertises Revitalift, an anti-aging, replumping, hyaluronic acid-based serum that immediately hydrates and fills wrinkles in just 2 weeks? It's been proven, apparently. Oh dear. Nice one, Leslie. I like that. I can't believe some of the adverts on the television, I have to say, but never mind. And they should be barred for absolute baloney, to be quite honest, and that is definitely one of them. Question number 9. With a name literally meaning wattled enclosure and located in Gwynedd, what is thought to be the oldest city in Wales? Polyfiller. Carlin Bottom, Carlin Bottom, multi-film. So question 9 again. With a name literally meaning wattled enclosure and located in Gwynedd, what is thought to be the oldest city in Wales? Damn it, Carlite. I mean, just the whole word, replumping. I mean, what is replumping, you know? Higher hyaluronic acid. Yeah, great. They made that one up as well. Well, maybe they didn't, actually. That was the penultimate question. So to finish the quiz tonight, question number 10, listen carefully. On which famous album cover would you find a 9-inch Sony television, a statue of Snow White, and a cloth doll? It's not as easy as you think. So in which famous album cover would you find a 9-inch Sony television set, a statue of Snow White, and a cloth doll? There we have it. Well, that finishes the quiz tonight. So let's hope that you've all fared well in that last round. It wasn't particularly well. It was a bit tricky, 1 or 2 of those questions. However, I'm sure somebody will have done very, very well indeed. Well, it was great to see so many people taking part tonight. Do feel free to come and join us again on Wednesday night. Do remember, if you haven't liked me, unlike Anthony Ridgway, who's already disliked me for the question about whatever else. We'll speak, Anthony. We'll talk, Anthony, another night when you can buy me a pint one night when we're back in the pub. Anyway, enough of that. It's great, as I say, it's great to see so many people taking part in the quiz, and thanks for all those, especially from America. We got Rotary friends from Maine that have come to join us, and of course from California. Lisa Lasky has joined us as well. So it's great to see so many people taking part. We've had lots of likes. Do feel free to like me again, by the way. And do feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pewey1957, where you can view all my previous 96 quizzes and or the odd sports quiz and the odd, what else did we do? We did one for Martin Hospice quiz as well. Just if you're interested, you can always do them the same. 8 and 9 are the same, are they? Yeah, maybe they are, I don't know. Yes, probably. Yeah, dear. What's that? Oh, yes, you're right. Sorry. Lydia's put number 8 and 9 the same. Never mind. What she hasn't put down is number 9, is it? Oh no, number 8. Oh, it's number 8 with the replumping serum. That's the one, yes. Cosmetics manufacturers seem to have this ability to make up words and or acids and or serums with their own names with no scientific basis whatsoever, and advertise them at vast expense to the nation. And you can go online and buy them at a ridiculously silly price, but there you go. Right then, everybody. I like yours. I bet you do. Faye saying, I like a bit of hyaluronic acid. It's great, isn't it? Are you going to have a 100th quiz party? I think we ought to, Graham, don't you? But we're still 3... No, we're not. We're just 2 weeks away, aren't we? Because, of course, I do on a Wednesday. So Quiz tonight is 96, 97 Wednesday, 98 next Sunday. So 2 weeks tonight. We will be having a 100th quiz party. I'll see what I can come up with for a 100th quiz party. That'll be interesting, won't it? I'll see what I can do. I don't know what I'll do. I'll do something, but we'll see whether we can come with something a bit different. I don't know. Right then, everybody, let's do some marking after this round and see how you fared in the last round, and see whether one team who were in the lead and hadn't dropped a point, see whether they've actually dropped a point or not. But never mind, fantastic score if they've managed to get them all right. So, general knowledge, here we go then, general trivia, last round. What name is given to an immature or newly hatched puffin? This came off a show I was watching on television about somebody that was going around the coast of Scotland, cruising. I gave you the choice, was it a pufflet, a puffling, or a pufter? Well, it wasn't going to be a pufter, was it? It's a puffling. A puffling is the baby. Apparently, a baby puffin is a puffling. Number 2, of course, the main colour on the front of a packet of Walker's Worcester sauce flavoured crisps. I did have to check this on the Walker's website. It is known as purple. Purple. I didn't want it to be indigo or pink or mauve or anything like that. Purple was the one I was after. Number 3, which car manufacturer has a logo that features an image known as Bishona and depicts a grass snake swallowing a child? That sounds horrible to me. That was Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo. Number 4, roughly following the path of the Roman Watling Street, the only UK motorway to travel through Shropshire is the M54, of course. It's a branch of the M6. It goes off the M6 and travels northwest. Is it? Yes, northwest towards Bangor, of course. Number 5, the Egyptian goddess Isis. She wept, and of course, the annual flooding of the river Nile. Number 6, Peppa Pig's friend, who was the noisiest, was Emily Elephant, of course. We all knew that one, I'm sure. Number 7 is a Dundee cake, named after a city. Number 8, of course, was L'Oreal, that comes up with this replumping agent, which costs you 30 quid a shot and apparently makes you look 30 years younger. So well done if you got L'Oreal. Number 9, hours after that, city, meaning wattled enclosure, located in Gwynedd, it's Bangor. Bangor apparently is the oldest city in Wales. Did a bit of research, but wasn't that definitive, but never mind. And finally, number 10, on which famous album cover would you find a 9-inch Sony TV, statue of Snow White and a cloth doll, of course? That was Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So well done if you got that, I'm sure. Most people probably would have guessed at that point. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in, see how you've done. Graham's just said, are you going to have a 100th quiz? Keith's saying free beer. Yes, we could have free beer. That's a good one. PRS, perhaps you'll get a letter from the Queen. Thanks, a great idea, Graham. Yes, well, I expect if we do 100th, I'd expect all of you to come up with at least a joke for the evening to put into the... Yes, you could nominate a joke. Right, here we go then. Carol Green ends up with a fantastic 59 points. Well played, Carol. Georgie and Rory from the Yorkies end up on 48. Well played, you two, and hope all is well. Have you got Linda playing tonight, or are you going to draft her in for another week? Ian, Harry, Julie, Ian, and his bottle of shots, they've added 10 to their score, ending up with a fantastic 59 points. Well played, you. Jed and Tracy end up on 51 points. We've got Faye and the Booby Boys Girls. They're on 41.5 points. The Teasers, however, 60 points. That's a great score. Clive and Janet, well played, the Teasers. Mick and Bev Roberts, that's another great score. 59 points. Well played, Mick. Squeaky Bob on 55. We've got 40 Fox 86 on 42.5. The Wheat Links, they've done pretty well tonight. 51 points. Well played, Martin and Tina and the gang. Pick and Mix end up on 57 points. That's a very good score. Pick and Mix are coming up pretty well on the rails at the moment. John Hunwick's on 54. Well played them. PRS also on 57 points. Well played, John O'Rourke and the Famous Five. Well played, John Hillary and the gang. They're on 53 points. Sarah, what a fantastic score that is tonight. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe, 56.5 points. Well played, you. Keith, well played, Keith on 48 points. Graham saying dreadful, 50 points. Dreadful, says Graham. That's not dreadful at all, Graham, unless you were beaten, of course, by Stephen Gilpue. We'll get to them in a minute. So Graham and Jane given on a fantastic, or dreadful 50 points. Pinky and Perky, they've ended up with 61 points. Well played, Pinky and Perky. Now, that is a good score, with Donquiz 18 not far behind again. 60 points. Anybody in the 60s has done remarkably well tonight. So well played, Donquiz 18. Gilpue, well, it appears that Upper Toft and Lower Toft have tied tonight on 50 points. So well played Upper Toft and well played Lower Toft. And they've tied with Mike Yates also on 50 points. Well played, Mike. Dave and Jane Anderson on 45 points. Well played, you two. I hope you've enjoyed it tonight. The Ridgeways end up with a fantastic 52 points. Well played. Hope we haven't all fallen out about the 007 question, but never mind. The Quizzy Rascals, however, 61 points. They tie with Pinky and Perky and Friends. Well played them. Home Alone 6, another fantastic 58 points. Well played, Home Alone 6. They tie with the Rugby Rotary Club, also on 58 points, which is another fantastic score. Well played them. However, it looks like Split the Difference. They don't seem to have dropped a point tonight. Split the Difference end up on 63 points. So well played them. We've got Team UK USA 58 points. Well played them. And now, wait a minute, Michelle's saying, how about everyone donating a prize for 100th quiz? Well, maybe we could do something like that, Michelle. I'm sure. Well, I'll have a think about it during the week, and we'll perhaps put it on next Sunday, and then we can discuss what we can do for the 100th quiz. Anyway, Keith said, well done all. Professor Quiz Witty, I love that name, ends up with 57 points. Well done, Professor Quiz Witty. Michelle ends up with 50. Fantastic. Well played, Michelle, Charlie, and James. Ian saying, thank you for all the great quiz again. I'll try and hang on to my shirt. No, that's fine. Spoon and Fish, 55. Adam, remember to text me. As you, Michelle, I need your number as well. So if you can just send me your details and I'll sort out this fish and chip. So I've probably got yours somewhere, but I'll have it on Facebook. Well, maybe, but I need to send you some details about how the hell you collect this fish and chip supper from the Bilton Fish Bar, but we'll sort it out somehow. Debbie McCarthy ends up with 54 points. Well played, Debbie. And she's saying, wait a minute, what's Debbie saying? Oh, it's just gone off the page now. Oh, I've lost everything now. Oh, dear. You know what it's like when it scrolls down where you perhaps don't know, but never mind. I don't know. Penny Graham's put 42 points. Well played. Oh, no, Debbie said maybe we can all have cake delivered for the 100th quiz. That sounds good. Penny Graham, 42. Maybe the Oxford vaccine will kick in next week. Though it was supposed to make you bright. Good game. Good night, everybody, says Jill. Many thanks, Nick and Lydia. As always, thanks, Nick and Lydia, from Robin. Thanks all. See you again Wednesday. Thanks, Nick, said Sarah. Thanks, said Mike. So good evening, everybody. Thanks for taking part again, as usual. And there's been some good competition tonight. And let's see how many of you come and enjoy Wednesday's quiz. And if not, come and join us next Sunday as usual. So it's Nick signing off. I'm going to finish off drinking my Fuller's 1845 beer. Delightful, and I can almost still speak. So good night, everybody, and thank you very much for taking part. And stay safe, and we'll see you next Wednesday and or Sunday. Good night.